Hi there, my name is Amber Horsley, and I get the privilege of sharing how great our God is with you. Today is a humbling one, and it just reiterates to me how great our God is, but through my husband, and we'll get to that. And so therefore, how incredible my husband is. So we are completely remodeling our house. And I've kind of discussed in one of the other videos, but like when we moved in, our house was a wreck. And so we already knew that we wanted to remodel it, just change a lot of just the, get it to our liking type thing. So we're just constantly remodeling it, doing different things. Like my full-time job is painting. Like aside from, now I do actually work outside the house too. I work just 8 hours a week. And being a stay-at-home mom is a full-time job and the most important job in discipling our children. But during their quiet times or whenever they were napping, like as soon as they were napping, I was painting. Like that's what I did, like at all times. Because we got quotes and we're like, no, like we're gonna do that ourselves. So we changed all the trim out, painting all the things, changing all the doors, like just changing out our deck, all the things. So we just lots and lots of remodels. So anyway, the Hubs was working a strike. So he worked 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week for 20 weeks in a row. And that in itself, like in the fact that then he would come home and just like fawn over, like loving onto the kids, like in the half hour that he was able to see them, and then wake up and do it again and get like 1 day off every 2 weeks. Like what in the world? Like that in itself, just like mad props to my husband and just how he is so good with our kids and all the things. So anyway, that is like framework. So we just kind of finished that up. And so back to normal hours. And, he finally, and even after the strike was done, it was still longer hours, getting people back in and getting this and getting just retrained and just all the things, like always something. And so he finally had some time off for himself. And I was just starting to tell you about how amazing my husband is and was and all the things. I was talking about his strike and him coming back. And then my daughter came down. And so I had to pause the video and take care of her. And so there's another video, another side. So go check that one out about what I learned in that moment too. So see if I can kind of get back to where I was a little bit on the last video. But so he was covering all those 90 hours a week and coming home, plugging into the kids, just such a great connection. And I'm just humbled by all of that. Well, so finally, the strike's over, still the crazy hours because he has to get everyone back on board, get everyone retrained, have everyone on the same page, all the things. And so that's happening, and still all the long hours, long just stress and all the things. And so finally he had some vacations for himself, like trips for himself, like, and it happened to be 2 ones like back to back. And but anyway, so he was on a disc golf trip, and we were getting our bathroom remodel at the same time. And so I was able to have our contractor help me pull all of our doors that we had just installed off the hinges and bring them down and set them up so I could just paint them, spray with our paint sprayer. And I was like, I really wanted to get this done so that when the Hubs came home, it was done. It was another thing off our list because we have so much on our list at all times, and especially with everything going on in his life and his world. I'm just like, I just want that done so we can come home and be like, oh my goodness, look, like we're getting closer. So I was just so excited for that. And so anyway, he helps me. Alex gets him down. We get him all like accordioned out there, like at 45-degree angles with the little paint stir sticks holding them up. So it was perfect. Did it all, got it all done, all the things. But because I had to run back and forth to go get some other different things from Menards for our bathroom remodel, I wasn't able to get them all painted as quickly as I wanted. So they had to take longer to dry. And so, I mean, Alex was long gone by the time that it was towards evening. It was evening. After the kids went to bed, that finally I was okay, I need to get these doors inside because I had just talked to the Hubs, and yes, we were both on the same page. We wanted them to get in the garage. And so we had talked before initially about, I was like, hey, hon, like, actually, would it be okay? Like, could we move our Cougar, like our nice old classic car, out into the driveway and kind of paint the doors in the garage so that then they don't have to move and this. And he's like, no, I really want the Cougar in the garage. I'm like, okay, that's fine. No big deal. So anyway, that as an aside, I'm like, okay, I need to get all the doors in the garage. And so I'm like, okay, I can do this. And so I undo 2 of them and just kind of shuffle it in, and I get it in, bada bing, bada boom. You know, it was very entertaining. I'm sure you could watch me on the video camera outside. I'm sure it was entertaining watching me manhandle these doors inside. So I get several of them in. I get the first 2 in, which is the biggest part, feet. And then I move the next one in and I get it screwed back in. Bada bing, we're cooking. Like, I have a system and it's going. Well, then I'm about to screw this next one in, and I'm standing up on this chair, screwing it in, and the stir fix shatters. And the door falls away from me, so I can't get it. And slow motion crashes into the Cougar. I about die. Like, literally then and there, I melt. I just start crying. I am sobbing. I just like heap on the ground. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, how did this happen? How did this happen? Like, and oh my goodness. So the door is shattered. There's a big gash in the Cougar and the driver door, and I'm just like a mess. And so I go back inside, and I actually was painting another little thing. So I'm like painting this other thing, but I'm just like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? And so we're in the shower that night, and I'm just praying. I'm like, Lord, help me, go before me, help me. Like, what am I gonna tell Nate? What am I gonna do? Like, what? Because for people who maybe don't care or into that, like, classic cars can be a lot for guys or for anybody. Like, and especially because classic cars, like, they're expensive, and you can't just find parts for them. Like, it's just a big deal. And so, anyway, I'm praying. I'm like, Lord, just give me words. Show me how I can tell him. Like, go before me, go with me, be within me. Like, help me. And so anyway, go to bed that night, and I cannot sleep, and I just feel sick because I'm not going to tell him. He's on vacation. He's finally enjoying himself. And this was a Friday, I think, and he was going to be gone until Monday. Like, and so I have to sit with this all weekend. Oh, man, like, okay. And so I can't sleep. I'm just like sick to my stomach, but finally I'm asleep. And I wake up at 3 a.m. to banging on our front door. I'm home alone with the kids. My heart is through my throat. I am like, where's my firearm? Where's this? I'm like, what? Like, just like on adrenaline overload. Look at my phone. It's the police. What? And I'm like, well, then I noticed, thankfully, that it was our ring. A ring alarm was going off. And so, of course, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, someone breaking our house. What is going on? So I go down, and I'm just like, duh. And the police officer in. And of course, it crossed my mind before that. I'm like, is this actually the police? Like, who knows? Who could be breaking into my house, like dressing up as the police type thing? But no, because of the ring, I'm like, okay, this is genuinely the police. And because they try to call, disarm, but I mean, I am dead asleep through it. And thank goodness the kids are too. So apparently our house was alarming for this whole time. We slept through it. Didn't even know. And so he comes in. Since you're here, like, let's actually walk the property, make sure that there's nothing amiss. So it turned out, I'm pretty sure that, so our back glass door was just barely cracked, like enough that my house armed, like it was already able to arm. But somehow in the night, the breeze or whatever, like, just triggered it, alarmed it. And so anyway, I go back to sleep. And so next morning, the hubs calls. Hey, I saw you had some commotion at the house last night. Yeah, you don't even know. And so I'm just kind of talking, and he's just like, yes, what happened? And I'm like, apparently the back door was just cracked open. Like, I don't know, but like, oh my goodness, like, you have no idea, emotional turmoil of like waking up at 3 a.m. by yourself, like, ah. And so he's like, I'm glad you're okay. And I'm like, yeah, it's a lot. It's been a lot, but we'll talk about when you get back. And then he could hear it. But he was like, what do you mean? Like, what else? I'm like, oh, no. Like, don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. We'll talk when you get back. And he was like, oh, no. Like, okay, something's going on. Like, what's going on? No. Like, no, honey. Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, honey, I can't do this right now. I cannot do this right now. You're on vacation. I can't do this right now. And he's like, no. What's going on? And so I tell him. I literally am in the seasons room where I'm talking to him. I literally dropped to the ground into the fetal position as I'm talking on the phone, like literally. And I am sobbing, like, I am so sorry. I'm like, I told you I got the doors in. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I did. But when I was like screwing one in, it shattered and it fell away from me. I tell him, and I'm like, fell away from me onto the cougar. And the door shattered, and there's a huge gash in the cougar, and I'm just talking to him, and I'm just sobbing and barely getting it out. And he's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's a door. It could have happened to anybody. Like, it could have been me. It's not a big deal. I was just like, oh my goodness, like humbled, like just, because I was expecting this, like, guarded, like, anger first, like, I'm angry, okay, I can hold this together for you type thing. Like, even if he was understanding, it was gonna be anger first, because I mean, it would be like, the door is destroyed, like, and there's huge work on this car now, it's gonna be expensive, like, all these things. And none, just grace for me, just mercy, just where he was like, it's fine, it's not a big deal. Oh my goodness, I was even more of a blubbering hot mess at that point, because I'm just like, and I didn't want to tell anybody about any of this. And then I go to wanting to tell everybody about how amazing my husband is. Oh my goodness. And so I was so humbled, and am so humbled by his response. And a lot of it too is because I'm not used to people responding. I mean, I have an amazing childhood, as I said in my last video, like, amazing childhood, all the things. But from what I've seen different people's experiences and my own experiences, that people wouldn't respond that way. That would not be, as I said, like, the normal response would be anger first, and then checking in and seeing that that we're okay, everyone's okay, second. First anger, then that connection. And none of that with my husband. Pure connection first. Pure, it doesn't matter. I'm glad that you're okay, and that you and the kids are okay. Like, and just all of that. And that's where all this kind of comes into play too, is how merciful God is. Because if that ring would not have alarmed, I would not have told him until he got back. And I told him that. He knew that. When I was telling him, I was like, I wasn't going to tell you until you were driving back. On that drive back to Chicago is when I was going to call you. I'm like, I don't know how it would have been all weekend. I would have been a hot mess all weekend, sick to my stomach all weekend, horrible. Like, it would have been terrible. And that's what he said. He was like, I'm so glad that you told me. I'm so glad you told me. So humbling. But again, if we wouldn't have had the ring alarm go off, Nate would never have called me. He would never have called me. Because why? He was on vacation. He called to check and see how we were doing. But then, knowing me and hearing my voice, he could hear that something was wrong. And that's why then he dug in deeper to see, hold on, what's going on here? How amazing is our God? And how humbling that in those little moments that he sees us. I fervently believe it was my prayer. Well, not it was my prayer, but just like, it was God. I mean, I prayed, Lord, give me the words, give me the opportunity, give me something so I can explain it to my husband. And he did. Now, granted, would I have chosen to be woken up at 3 a.m. By myself with no one around in the place? No. The vehicle and mechanism that God chose was not my original plan or my original desire, But I'm so glad he did. And I'm so humbled by it, because now I have such a even clearer picture, which I already knew how amazing my husband was, but an even deeper picture of how amazing my husband is and how amazing our God is.